That would be Kent College, Canterbury, represented by Mr. James Stevenson.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for welcoming me. That was a great presentation. So I was lucky enough to sit through that. And thanks for having me on today. My name is James Stevenson. I'm the Head of International Admissions at Kent College in Canterbury. It's nice to be able to speak with you all today. And thank you for Brains and Butter for being able to have me on today. I'll start straight in on the presentation. I'll just share my screen. Just give me a second. Here we go. I hope everyone can see this. Okay, so Kent College, Canterbury. So we are a boarding school dating back to 1885 in the city of Canterbury, which is in the southeast of the UK. So we are in a wonderfully unique location in the UK. We are sandwiched between London and between Europe. So we're the closest city in the whole of the UK to mainland Europe, with great connections from Dover and the Eurostar across into France. And we are, you can kind of see on the presentation link there, we have where the little crest is, that is where the city of Canterbury is located, just in the southeast of the UK in the area of Kent, not very far from London. We have a high-speed train, which is the fastest train in the whole of the UK, which will take you from Canterbury into central London in less than an hour. It's around 53 minutes. And actually from there, you can get a direct tube line across to Heathrow. So we have very good connections to Canterbury from London. And our closest airports would be London Gatwick, which is about an hour and 20 minutes drive away. So we're very, very well located. And the city of Canterbury is a beautiful historical city. You can kind of see from that photo there the cathedral sort of towering above everything in the background. That is Canterbury Cathedral, which is the head of the Church of England here in the UK.
Sorry to interrupt you, James.
We can't
see the picture you're referring to.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can. Can you see anything?
It's gone off now.
You can see. Can you see this slide?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so it's got the map. It says our location.
Oh, no, there's no map on this slide. It's just the Kent College Canterbury name and logo.
Ah, let me try this one. Bear with me.
No worries.
Can you see this one?
There we go. Yes. Thank you.
Is that it? Sorry, I'm on different screens, so I think it was sharing a different screen. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, the location to Canterbury. So apologies, there's the map there in the bottom right-hand corner. So you can see our location sandwiched between London and Europe. And in that photo you see there, that's Canterbury Cathedral, just in the background of our campus. We just sit on the outskirts of the city of Canterbury, and it's about a 20-minute walking distance into the city of Canterbury for our students, who do get to leave campus in their free time, specifically at weekends. But the city of Canterbury is a beautiful historical city. The cathedral, as I mentioned, is the head of the Church of England and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And because of that, the city has been mostly protected for the last several hundred years. The cathedral itself is actually over 1,500 years old. And that's meant that Canterbury as a city has remained quite small. And it's full of life, medieval history, and full of students. It's a very student-based city to be in. We have 3 universities here, and there's lots of international students who are living, working and studying in the city of Canterbury. So it makes for quite a vibrant lifestyle and environment for our students who are visiting the city in their free time. Surrounding us, we're in the beautiful Kent countryside, which in the UK is called the Garden of England, and we're about 15 minutes drive away from the nearest beach in Whitstable, which is famous for its oyster festival every year, which is very exciting through the summer term. So our students, I feel, get the best of kind of both worlds at Kent College, being in a city-based location, being able to access the city of Canterbury within walking distance, but being on a very large campus just on the outskirts of Canterbury with lots of land. And behind our campus is about 800 acres of woodland, which we use in some of our free activities as well. So Kent College, let me just move slides. Hope you can all see that. So in our senior school at Kent College, we have just over 600 students studying in our senior school from year 7 all the way up to year 13 in the sixth form. 410 of them roughly are British students who live in the local area of Canterbury, and they come into the school as day students. And then we have 200 boarders living on site with our students from 42 different nationalities. We have small class sizes which are set by ability, with an average class size of around 16 students, but that can change in the sixth form when we have a lot more students and a lot more options, and that can be even more bespoke in terms of its education. So our students get quite a lot of attention and focus from the teachers in the classroom setting, which is fantastic. So our campus, we have over 80 acres of campus here at Kent College. Everything is in easy access and everything is almost on one site. So we have kind of 2 sites, but it's a minute's walking distance from one to the other. But everything is mostly together. And we have our school farm. It's not quite as maybe exciting as a zoo, which I heard on the last presentation, but we do have a working school farm and equestrian facilities. We have 10 horses in our stables, as well as pigs, sheep, cows, guinea pigs, chickens, goats, alpacas, and we also run a young farmers club 3 times a week so that students can get involved in kind of the agricultural side of it and stable management if they're looking to do courses in that side of the farm as well. But we also have our riding arena and qualified instructors, and we have potential competition opportunities for horse riding as well on our site. And that site is just a minute's walk away from where the students would board, so it's direct access from where students are living, which is excellent. On top of that, we have 26 acres of playing fields for sports, including floodlit astroturfs, tennis courts, netball courts, cricket field, rugby and football pitches. We have a sports hall. We have a brand new fitness suite at Kent College, which was built last term, as well as a dance and yoga studio on top of that fitness suite. So there's lots of opportunities on campus for students to use this in their free time, as well as during our activities. And we have a 600-seat auditorium theatre, which is state-of-the-art and fully equipped, which hosts regular international performers, as well as our own school and drama productions. It's called our Great Hall. It was built 2.5 years ago, so it's a really modern facility. And our students get the best use of that in activity times, but also we use that for things like assemblies as well. So boarding at KC. As I mentioned, we have around 200 boarders who are living with us on site from many different nationalities. And within that, we have 5 boarding houses. So our setup is generally we have 2 girl houses and 3 boy houses. That's usually how it operates. Our girl houses are a little bit larger. So our largest girl house is 52 girls in Wesley House. And we have, as a boarding environment, we have a wide choice of activities for students to get involved in either evening or Saturday morning activities, anything from sort of archery to horse riding, board games to crafting, basketball to football. And students are able, as I mentioned before, to leave the campus and go into the city of Canterbury, which offers cinemas, theatres, variety of shops and restaurants. Students can go out at the weekend. So usually a Saturday afternoon is an excellent opportunity for students to leave campus. On a Sunday, if there's no trips going on. And our sixth formers can also leave campus one afternoon a week with permission from their boarding house parents. And then at the weekends, throughout the academic year, we run 30 different trips for boarders on a Sunday. So it's not every Sunday, but the majority of Sundays we will have some sort of trip or expedition going on for our boarders, which could be anything from go-karting or ice skating, or taking you to a football match or a shopping expedition, or taking you to a castle or a museum. And there's lots of different opportunities. And based on our location, being so close to Europe, actually just before Christmas, we took our students on the ferry across over to France and Belgium. We went to the city of Bruges to see the Christmas markets with our boarders. So there's lots of fantastic opportunities available for our boarders at Kent College. Okay, so academically, we have entry points from year 7 all the way up to year 12, with our year 13 being the highest group in our school. And we offer GCSEs, obviously from year 9, 10, 11 onwards, where we have very, very good grades coming out from our GCSEs. At least 45% of our students achieving the very top grade and 100% passes. We do have a 1-year GCSE program in year 11. It's quite a unique 1-year GCSE program. We actually put our students in year 11 classes with our current year 11s, and then we give them, we're not expecting our students to do the same level of GCSE options, so they maybe choose sort of half the amount of options, maybe 5, 6, 7 GCSEs, depending on the academic quality of the students. And then they have additional classes where they top up the work they've missed in year 10. Okay, so it's a very unique experience where they get to be in mostly classes with the other UK students. We then offer A-levels, which is the standard British qualification, and we have 24 different options at A-levels, and 70% of our students achieve the top grades. But we also run an international baccalaureate, and we're ranked 3rd in the country for small cohort IB schools, and we average 37 points. So that's also an excellent alternative option to the British A-level, should students be interested in that form of education. So at Kent College, we practice values, which really makes for a wonderful environment and community here in Kent College of respect, kindness, acting justly, openness, ambition, resilience, humility, and curiosity. And whilst I don't want to go too much in depth into this, as I mentioned, with our staff and our student practicing these values, it means that we can expect our new students to come into Kent College and know they're coming into a very warm, friendly and supportive environment for all students here at Kent College, and that's what I'd expect you to come into. So sports, we are steeped in sporting excellence at Kent College, and the sports you see on the screen there are kind of our flagship and core sports offerings during our co-curricula. We are particularly strong in hockey, football and cricket. It sounds like the previous school had some really, really strong football. We're not maybe as strong as that, so we don't have an academy, but I do know that at least 2 of our students are in top academies at top football schools, football academy, sorry, in the UK. So one of them is at Chelsea, in the Chelsea Academy, and we have another one in the Millwall Academy, which is in the Championship. So we do compete against other schools, and football is one of our offerings, but we're particularly strong in hockey and cricket, and also horse riding with our equestrian facilities. Separately to that, from a performing arts perspective, we have our Great Hall, which hosts, as I mentioned, international performances, and we also host the annual Canterbury Festival every year. It's a 600-seater auditorium. And it's an excellent performance space, as well as just being able to use for general school use when we need to address all of the students in the school. But we have our own music recording studio, and on our stage we have 10 musical concerts and performances per year, as well as being able to provide tuition for individual instruments. And we have a very good connection with local community-based opportunities in the city of Canterbury with our cathedral, for example. So we have a Christmas carol service in Canterbury Cathedral, and our choir regularly performs there. We also do choir tours abroad, and we have local performance opportunities in music and in drum performing arts. We have a very good connection with the Marlow Theatre in Canterbury, where we actually ask their visiting actors who are performing there to come and do workshops with our students, and we do our own 5 drama productions per year, as well as an annual musical, and students have the opportunity to write and direct plays with us as well. So next steps, if you're coming to Kent College, we think you have very good prospects in terms of your next steps, whether that be university or elsewhere. The majority of our students are British, so the majority of our international students who come to us are looking to stay in British education for university. So we have a very good percentage of students going to Russell Group universities, as well as a small percentage who are going to Oxbridge every year. And we have a good percentage of students who are going to other UK universities, top UK universities. So just opposite our campus is the University of Kent, which is a top 20 university. And we'll have lots of students who will achieve universities such as that, as well as Russell Group. But we also have students who go back to their home countries or go off to the US to study at university. And there's just on the screen there's just a few examples of the courses that our students are heading off to do at university. So medicine, veterinary science, engineering, theoretical physics, law, business economics, and architecture, just to name a few. So co-curricular, I mentioned a little bit about sports, but everything you see in that red box on the right-hand side is our 80 different co-curricular opportunities at Kent College. And they're from different disciplines. So it's not just sports-based, but we have lots of academic-based activities. We have arts, crafts, performing arts. We have well-being based activities. So a huge range of opportunities for students to get involved in life outside of the classroom at Kent College. And we have an activity session every single day of the week after school, and then also on a Saturday morning. So there's plenty of opportunities for students to get involved in multiple different activities or interests whilst at Kent College. We also have different trips and expeditions. This might depend on the subject choice or the year group, but there's lots of opportunities to go abroad for various different trips, or to get involved in things like the Duke of Edinburgh Award and so on. So there's a few details there on that page. And lastly, from me, I just want to talk about caring for you, because it's, ultimately the main priority as a school is to make sure that we're taking care of the students' well-being and pastoral care. And we have a huge network of support available for students at Kent College from an academic standpoint, but also a pastoral care point. And there's just a few examples of that network of support that students have access to at Kent College. So we have school counsellors and independent listeners that students can speak to. We have a deputy head of wellbeing and pastoral care that's focused specifically on that area for our students. Within our boarding house, we have a boarding house parent, an assistant house parent, a house manager, as well as an academic tutor who is assigned to each boarding house to help with academic support within the house. Each student then has a personal tutor, has a head of year, has a head of subject. We have a school chaplain, and we have a 24-hour medical team here at Kent College. But that level of support actually starts with our senior students. So we have a wonderful group of senior and trustworthy prefects here at the school who are our year 13s, as well as our head of house in our boarding houses. And they're kind of the first step to that support network for our students. So I really would hope that students coming to Kent College would feel a real warmth in our environment. And that allows them to focus immediately from arriving into Kent College immediately on their experience, and whether that's academic or whether that's part of their co-curricular side. We hope students can get embedded into our environment very quickly. And that's everything from me. A very sort of brief overview of Kent College. So please do let me know if there is any questions from that. I'd be delighted to hear.
Thank you very much for that presentation. Parents, it's time to ask your questions if you have any. If you would love to ask your questions real life, just indicate by a show of your hand, and we would make that happen. If you have any questions, please drop it in the Q&A. Okay, we have Dr. Arlo here. Dr. Arlo is the lead consultant for Brains and Butter. So just before I let Dr. Arlo say something, let me just quickly ask this question, and it's in the chat room. Okay, so are there financial plans or discounts for siblings attending the same school?
Yes, so we do have a discount for siblings attending the same school. It's usually once the third student starts at the school.
Okay. Okay, so a parent says, how does the school, Kent College, deal with children with neurodiverse needs?
Yeah, we can cater for all types of students at Kent College, and we have a wonderful SENCO department. So it's very difficult to answer in a conversation like this. But what I would say is, please do drop us an email with the details of the student, and we'd be able to have a conversation with our Senko and then outline to you exactly how we would be able to support, or let you know immediately if we couldn't support that student. But yes, in most cases we can support students at Kent College.
Okay. Okay, we have one more question. How are international students supported in settling in, and are exits compulsory?
Yeah, good question. So no, exits are not compulsory, and the boarding houses stay open during what would be those weekends. And in our boarding, we don't have many what you would call occasional boarders or weekly boarders. So we're mostly full. I think we're about 98% full boarders at Kent College. So at every weekend, as well as exit weekends, you can find a full boarding environment at the weekends in our school. And in terms of settling in, we have a wonderful induction program, and it starts a couple of days before the start of term. We have a new boarders welcome day event. So this year that's on the Saturday the 30th of August, where family members or guardians would come with the students, and we have an entire event where they can meet teachers, get embedded into the school and into their boarding house before anybody else in the school arrives. And then on the Sunday, the day after that, we welcome back all of our current boarders, and we have a whole day's worth of integration with the current boarders before the day students then arrive, and we have an induction day with the day students on the following day on that Monday. So there's an entire program dedicated to embedding our students into our environment.
Okay, I know the school is near the cathedral. What is the music like in the school? And then one more question, can I ask about any programs for workplace learning? Do you have partnerships with outside organizations for internships at A-level? And also, is there a culture of passing on skills for life after A-levels?
Okay, yeah, thank you. There's a few questions there. So just in terms of music is quite strong at Kent College, and there's lots of musical opportunities. I mentioned a few of the trips that we take students actually abroad for musical performances, as well as at Kent College. We have a wonderful music department. We have over 33 different individual teachers for specific instruments, and I know that we do have that connection with the cathedral, whether that's singing or performance based, and there are certain times of the year where students will be asked if they want to participate in activities there. In terms of our outside of the classroom opportunities, we have a range of activities that are music based, so whether that's our orchestra or certain bands, for example, that students can get involved in, and they would then be regularly asked to get involved in the musical performances at the school, or plays, for example, or the behind the scenes efforts that go into that. So there's lots of different opportunities from a music sense. In terms of programs, we off the top of my head, I don't think we have any specific partnerships or internships at A-level. We do have a lot of connections in the local area, and I know that we do have things such as like a service week, for example, at the end of our summer term, where students do get involved in the local community. But in terms of internships, in terms of companies, in terms of maybe the business side, I don't think we offer that currently. But we do definitely have lots of partnerships within our community in Canterbury, where students have opportunities to gain experience.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your presentation, and thank you for all those answers. It's been wonderful. Thank you. So that will be it from Kent College, Canterbury. We move quickly to the next school, and it's going to be our final school for today before we move on to our panel session. And please, Mr. James, would you oblige us by waiting behind for the panel session as well?
Of course, yes, not a problem.
Thank you. Okay, so